just alert. We stop crime before it starts.
Stop. This is simply safe. You're being monitored and recorded. State Police Dispatch.
Using AI alerts, US-based live agents help deter breaking.
Right. Whoa. All right, guys. So this first, I'm starting the stream early. Right. All right, guys. So this first, sorry about that. I had to do the sound check. Sorry about the light behind me. Can't do much about it. All right. So I want to start early because this is going to be a good fight. Ah, man. I need to make a prediction. I don't know who I'm predicting here. Let me look real quick, guys. Hopefully I get my prediction before the fight starts. Matt Schnell, 17-10. Tough as heck. Guess his opponent took this fight short notice. Lost his last one to Joseph Morales. Beat Jimmy Flick. 3-fight losing streak prior to that, including a loss to Cody Durden. But his opponent took the fight short notice. He's 15-5. So Schnell is the underdog, 15-5. 1-fight winning streak. This is a tough one, guys. I'm gonna go with Alessandro Costa on this one. Even though he took the fight short notice, I do feel like Matt Schnell is a tough guy, but this is a tough fight. I think we'll see how it turns out. All right, we're on. I didn't start the timer, guys. I'm already screwing things up here. I don't think they're doing a multi-view tonight. I don't know if that's is that a multi-cam feed tonight for the main card. They usually do that, but maybe not on a fight night at the Apex. They don't have as many camera angles going. What's going on with my phone charge over here? It's not getting a good connection. Sorry. All right. Chanel being fairly aggressive, moving forward a little bit. Check my phone charger after this round, if it goes that far. Good head movement by Costa. Good combos. Man, good combos back and forth by both guys. So this fight has been contended at 130 pounds because Costa took it short notice. Late replacement. I don't know who he was supposed to be fighting originally. Man, get put on the feature prelim. Oh, nice shots by Costa. Definitely looks like Costa has the power advantage here. Good combo by Schnell. Hook to the low kick. There was a fight earlier, girl fight. Might have been the first fight of the night. Let's look here. All right, get the right here. Yeah, second fight of the night, Dubin. Oh, he's got Schnell hurt. Oh, I think this is over. This is over. Wow. Oh, Schnell. Whoa, Schnell doesn't know it's over. Herb Dean has to pull him off. Oh man, he's not. I don't know. Schnell not happy about the stoppage. He was stuck in a position, wasn't moving, was flattened out, face down on the mat, taking shots to the side of the head over and over again. What's the ref supposed to think? I want to see the replay here. All right, here we go. So it's a right hand, hurts him, and then uppercut. He goes for a takedown and just gets smashed face first in the mat. He's wobbled badly, but he's not trying to get his knees under him. He's just holding a leg and taking shots to the side of the head. Yeah, you can't fault the referee. You got to do something. You can't just lay there. Can't just lay there. All right, so I called that one right. But earlier in the night, I noticed that Eunice Dubin, tough girl. I think she would do better at 115, and it looks. I feel like she could make 115. She's training at the Apex, so or not the Apex. Well, I guess it's the Apex, the Performance Institute. I would think they would suggest to her going down to 115. But my main thing was she was throwing low kicks, but not setting them up at all, just throwing them out there. And her opponent was taller and was able to reach her with her low kicks pretty easily. So, especially as a shorter fighter, you got to set up those kicks. All right. So first prediction, predicted Costa, and he won. What is our next fight? He's not in order. Where the heck? Matt Schnell. This fight hasn't happened yet, right? Giannis and McGee just fought. So let's look at the poster here. Okay, so yes, this is correct. All right, so this fight just happened. So Baranowski versus Tafa is our next fight. Refresh this maybe. Must change the fight order on us. Okay. Let's take a look. All right, if you were watching on YouTube tonight, I totally spaced that there's a link. I have my own link for referrals for Rumble. So if you would click on the link in the description to go to that referral page, it's the top link, and or not, it's the only link, sorry, in the description, and then you can sign up, and I'll get credit for you signing up. It's kind of like a multi-level marketing thing, I guess. All right, so, but Baranowski versus Tafa, I'm going Baranowski. What are the records here? I believe Baranowski's undefeated, 8-0. Who did we see him fight not that long ago? Austin Lane. That might be the one I'm thinking of. Let's see, he fought in December. So this is since I've been doing my live streams. So it was the Austin Lane fight, and he TKO'd him. Looked crazy impressive. I believe this guy is all first round finish. Yes. All first round finishes. 8-0, all first round finishes. Junior Tafa, I know. See the Tafa that just fought? Let's look at him. Which Tafa brother just fought? Kevin Christian last month, yeah, May 2nd. So we just saw him win. That was the down in Australia. He did get a win finally. But I mean, you can't look at this and tell me you think he's gonna beat a guy who's 8-0 with all first round finishes. So obviously I'm going Baranowski in this one. Last time, I don't even know if I knew who Baranowski was, but he looked phenomenal, finishing Austin Lane. All right, and then we got Bryce Mitchell and Santiago Luna. I believe Santiago Luna is also undefeated. Bryce Mitchell, think what you like about the guy, yeah. little off the wall. Did get the win over Said Nurmagomedov. Not a grappler, more of a striker. Lost to Gene Silva by a ninja choke. Beat Kron Gracie. Lost to Josh Emmett by knockout. Lost to Ilya Topuria by submission. That may be one of Ilya Topuria's only submissions in his UFC career. Wins over Edson Barbosa, Andre Fili. I mean, he does have some big wins. This is his second fight at 135. Didn't look great at the weigh-ins. Now, Santiago Luna. 8-0. His last fight by a decision. KO submission. TKO submission. So, I mean, he's got a good ground game plus good striking. Man, this is a tough one to predict. Bryce Mitchell's just got so much experience against top guys. Probably, as much as I'd like to see Luna get the win in this, probably going to have to go with Bryce Mitchell. He's controversial and weird and everything. But, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Bryce Mitchell. So, there you have it, guys. I'm predicting Bernusky and Bryce Mitchell for our first main card fights. I'm going to see what's going on with my phone charger. We got a few people on the stream. Guys, feel free to give me some comments. Got a lot of comments. I don't know. I have some theories as to why, but I've done live streams for the last 2 UFC BJJ events, and I have gotten a ton of people on YouTube, a ton of views on YouTube, way more than I normally get when I do the UFC ones. So what I'm thinking is people were looking for UFC BJJ on YouTube and came across my live stream that way. But if you are watching on YouTube and you wouldn't mind, click on that link, sign up for Rumble, watch over there, because once I get to where I'm having enough people watching live on Rumble, then I can do ad reads and I can make a little bit of money back. Check out my shirt. I'm wearing my Cobra Kai shirt, No Mercy. I don't know if you guys saw after the light heavyweight title fight when Olberg on a blown knee beat Yuri Prochazka, and Prochazka said he had shown mercy. Did you guys see the funny memes of him at Cobra Kai afterwards, learning to not show mercy? I thought that was pretty good. I have a different, my monitor over here, which is actually a my 2009 iMac, fried the other day. I don't know if it's fried. I don't know what's going on, but I get the white screen of death. I found some suggestions on how to fix that, and they didn't work so far. So there was an extra TV downstairs. It's a Roku TV. I snagged it. I'm gonna double check, but I don't believe there's a multicam tonight. We'll probably put the fights on both screens, though, just so when I'm looking at records and stuff, I can switch my screens around. Sorry, I'm trying to keep trying to adjust this just right. Come on. My remote doesn't want to work because the sensor's in a weird place here. So, another interesting thing, I was just talking about the UFC BJJ, which that last UFC BJJ, really good. Main event, once again, we thought we were going to have a fairly evenly matched contest, and the champ just ran through the challenger, just like what happened with Musumeci, the last one. His opponent looked really skilled, and then Musumeci just destroyed him. And the same thing happened on the most recent UFC BJJ. All right, let's see. Highlights. Oh no. Oh no. All right, I gotta check and see what the heck is going on with my phone. Multi-view. Hey, they do have it. Okay, I'm gonna put the multi-view over here. Multi-cam. Heck yeah. All right. Sweet. Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna have it. I didn't see that listed earlier. All right, I get up and see what's going on with my phone. Why it's not on to charge. All right, switch wall plugs. Let's see if that does the trick. All right. What time we at? 5:53. So the multicam has not started. All right. So let me switch to this camera. We'll go through some of this some more. All right. Now I'm looking this way. Yeah. So we got an interesting card tonight. Brendan Allen having to fight not just down in the rankings, but fight an unranked opponent, and Edmund Shabazian. I saw a funny little meme about that the other day where they're Brendan Allen. It was Brendan Allen saying, "Hey, I beat Reiner de Ritter on short notice. Can I fight somebody in the top 5?" And then was Dana White saying, "Best I can do is Edmund Shabazian." So, yeah, kind of weird. He's fighting somebody not even in the rankings. Let's look here. So, Brendan Allen. We're going middleweight. Ranked number 4. Fighting somebody not even in the rankings. So, I mean, Joe Pyfer just fought. We got Anthony Hernandez. Lost to the current champ a little while back, Khamzat Chimaev. I think Khamzat's going to move up. I know there's talk about him wanting a rematch with Sean Strickland. I think he moves up. Dricus. So we're hearing Dricus Duplessis. Let's look here. Let's see if this fight is set yet. Because I just saw, I can send it to my computer too here. I've got it on my phone. Let's see, the July 18th. Okay, it's not titled yet. And it's still showing this. It's the highest fight on the card. Okay, so I'm going to send this over here because I don't know if this has been confirmed or not, but let me bring up this poster. Just saw this on Facebook. So I'll send a couple things over here. This one and this one. I'm going to send them to Mac. Okay, what the heck happened? I don't know where those went. Airdrop. All right, I should be getting these. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me pull this up here really quick. We got these two. Just wherever here. All right, get rid of this. All right. So, yeah, it's saying Duplessis versus Usman. So this is obviously not an English poster. I just noticed this. OKC Fight Night. OKC. Paramount Plus main card. So let's look at some of the other. We saw Cannonier and Duncan are definitely on there, and these two are definitely on there. So Amanda Hebus versus, yes, that's on there. So maybe they just haven't updated this, and that is our main event. But if this is true, yeah, that would be a good fight. I would like to see Usman at 185. I don't know. I mean, as good as he did against Hamzat, what do you think Usman does against Duplessis? And it's a good test for Duplessis because now he's got to defend takedowns again, which he wasn't able to do very well against Hamzat, obviously. So if this is official, this is a pretty good looking card. Two former champs from different divisions facing each other. Cannonier fighting Duncan, who is a tough customer. Let's look here. Duncan, 14-2. Sorry, guys. Trying to send my friend to get tacos. 30. Hopefully he gets that. All right. All right, yeah. So this guy, he is on a 4-fight winning streak. What in the heck was that noise? Right, hang on, I gotta look out my window. Something just happened outside. Oh, it's very windy out. Sounded like something blew over outside, but I don't see what it is. All right. Fix my curtain again here. Get back on the screen. All right. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, I don't know what that noise was. Okay, now you got it. All right. And then, yeah, I thought this was interesting. Sean O'Malley trains on wet mats to be ready for everything at the White House card. It's going to be humid there. You can't mimic that. If it will rain, that would kind of suck. Tim has been putting the sprinklers on at the gym, so we've been training on the mats when they're wet. I remember times where our wrestling mats would get like at the original 8th Street gym, we didn't necessarily run the air conditioning all that much, and people would get so sweaty that it'd be like grappling on a slip and slide. So that'd be kind of the training. Now, they are lucky. I mean, it is a canvas, so I mean, even if it rains, it's not going to be as slick as like a a vinyl mat at least. I mean, vinyl you can kind of squeegee water off of, rain off of, but sorry, trying to get my neighbors some customers, their taco truck. All right, so yeah, if you've ever been in that situation grappling, it's really tough when it's that slick and you're sliding around on the mat to get position and stuff. But like I said, canvas might not get as slick. I told the story a couple days ago about how my last pro kickboxing match, it rained during I believe the second fight of the night, and so my fight got moved up. I had to fight like pretty much immediately, so I had to get my hands wrapped and be in the cage. And when it rained, it got mud all around the outside. That's something they won't have to contend with because they are going to have, I believe, they should probably still have grass. They'll probably have stuff going over the grass. I don't know, but they're not going to have to contend with mud at least. But ours was in a fairgrounds, so I mean, it was dirt around it. So when it rained, it got mud, and then people tracked dirt onto the mat and made it super crazy slick. And for a fighter who's trying to push forward like I was, it made it really difficult. I don't know. I could have lost that fight no matter what. I'm not making excuses, but it definitely added to, complications in the fight when you can't get footing under you. All right, so we're getting ready for the main card to start here. They're doing the lead up. Do have the multicam on my screen to my right. So yeah, should be interesting. And like I said, this card sounds pretty interesting to me also. That Klein girl, she's really tough too. Let's look her up, because I just remember that name really stands out. Who did she fight most recently? Um, Fatima Klein. I know that name for sure. Ooh, Veronica Hardy is on this card too. This girl, I think, is pretty tough too. This is a good card, especially if that's the main event. Fatima Klein. Key-Boss, obviously, we know a lot about her. This girl's 9-1, the Archangel, like the nickname. Step up for her. Oh, she had a win over Angela Hill. Angela Hill got the big win last weekend. That was awesome for Angela Hill, but Fatima Klein beat her in November of last year. She also beat Melissa Martinez, Victoria Dudakova, by knockout. So she had 2 knockouts before the decision loss. That just shows how tough Angela Hill is, how good of a fighter Angela Hill is, that she knocks out these 2 girls in a row. She lost a decision to Jazdavicius. Man, this is a tough girl. So she's 3-1 in the UFC with her only loss being to Jazdavicius. I'm not sure. Let's look here at the women's rankings, just see. talking what weight class. Just Vicious is 125, right? Believe that's correct. So Mackenzie Dern ranked in. She's champ here, and I didn't realize she's ranked. Oh, that's pound for pound. Sorry, guys. All right, back over here. Okay, so this is the division I believe we're talking about. Blanchfield, Jesta Vicious, Macy Barber. Interesting that Macy Barber. Oh, they're tied. They're tied for 6th place. Tracy Cortez below both of them. Okay, so is Hebos? She's not ranked. Huh, interesting. I thought Hebos was ranked. She's been fighting for a long time. Okay, so neither of these girls are ranked, but our Fatima Klein's only loss in the UFC is to number 6. So pretty impressive. Interesting. All right. So yeah, Barbosa versus Hardy. Tavares versus Burial. That's a good fight too, man. Versus Ramirez. I'm not 100% sure I know who Ramirez is. All right, are we getting ready for our first fighters to walk out? All right, it's back to the fights at hand tonight. She's 9-1. Her only loss. I thought it was her only loss in the UFC. It's her only loss at all. Okay, whoop, I lost it there. Go back to this. Oh, I'm clicked on the wrong fight. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm all over the place here, guys. Sorry. Okay. Oh my gosh, I just clicked on something else. Dang it. This is not what I meant to click on. Okay. I wanted to look at Hebos's recent record. So July 18th. Oh, all right. So it's not my fault. The thing skips around. All right, here we go. All right, so I was just wondering. Hebos, 12-7. What's her recent record? Three losses in a row, but three really tough girls. Lost to Rose Namajunas, lost to Mackenzie Dern, so a champ and a former champ, and Tabitha Ritchie, also a top contender. All right, here we go. The Baranowski fight. Going back to this, sorry guys, getting way sidetracked here as I tend to do. All right. This dude's a beast, man. Yeah, I think Tafa's in big trouble in this fight, guys. This does not seem to be a very positive matchup, in my opinion, but we'll see. Let's see here. All right. Comments here. Furious. All right. do some more advertising for the stream really quick, guys, while we're waiting for this first fight to start. All right, let's see here. All right, so people are questioning the stoppage. You can't be face down on the mat. Matt Schnell. Yeah, I'm sorry. I like the guy, but you can't just lay there face down on the mat. All right. Yeah, you gotta be moving. Some people are saying he would have recovered. A lot of people are saying an early stoppage. I don't know. You got knocked down, face down on the mat with the guy on top of you, hitting you repeatedly over the side of the head, and you're not trying to get back up. You got to try to get back up. You got to try to pull that leg in, do something. I mean, he just was holding the leg, getting smashed over the side of the head. A lot of people are talking. We had a crazy finish earlier in that other women's fight. Knocked her down, kicked her in the head on her way back up. It's pretty good prelims. All right. All that good on my advertising. Let's okay, so got the Baranowski versus Tafa fight getting ready to start here. Make sure I have my timer ready here. Try to be good with the timer tonight. So I think, yeah, my big screen over here is just a second ahead of my multicam view over here. So I called Baranowski and probably Bryce Mitchell. No, it'd probably be good for the UFC if Bryce Mitchell lost a few fights and they could not have him, in the news all the time, saying crazy stuff. But I don't think they're getting rid of him that easy. Okay, here we go. Fight. All right, we're on. Dan Mergliotta is the referee. So for a long time, I did not think Dan Mergliotta was a very good referee, but it seems like he's maybe improved over the years. Turn my camera a little bit here. Ooh, Baranowski throws a huge overhand right and perfectly textbook Bob Louise after throwing the punch. Something I used to always teach. I'm not going to say always, but like later on in my kickboxing teaching career, I would always teach people, if you end with a punch, you always bob and weave like somebody's going to be throwing a punch to that side afterwards. So if you throw a right hand and that's your last punch, you bob and weave like a punch is coming to your right hand side, vice versa with the left, And if you do that, that's generally the side they're going to punch to because your other hand should be up protecting your face, right? So this side, I move away, bitten at the knees, come up on that side. But if you're constantly, oh, he hurts him with a low kick and drops him, jumps on him, this is going to be over. All right, and it is, in fact, over. Blew out his knee on that low kick, it looks like. Oh, but then he stands up. Why stand up so quick? So Tafa slid on his butt to the fence and then tried to stand up. Now the doctors have him back down. Like, don't move. You blew out your knee, dude. Huh. Wow. Okay, so that didn't take long. That's 9 first-round finishes for this guy. Kind of think maybe they need to find him a higher level opponent next time around. Yeah, so let's look over here on him. Yeah, he kicked him in the leg and his knee kind of buckled the first time. And he throws another one. That one hit on the calf, but oh yeah, it definitely did something to his knee. All right, switch my camera view here. Yeah, wow. This guy is looking really freaking good. Okay, so we're talking light heavyweight. So, can we get this guy in with somebody ranked down the road here? I mean, be interesting. So, didn't Johnny Walker and Dominic Reyes just fight? Did I dream that? Who won that? Who did Johnny Walker just fight? Oh, he lost to Reyes. Okay. That was a weird fight. I definitely remember. That was that really slow pace, like they were both sparring because they didn't want to get knocked out. Would you like to see this guy against Ozdemir? Guskov or Reyes or Krylov is taken. Johnny Walker, maybe. Rakic. I feel like you put Baranowski in with Johnny Walker, and Baranowski's going to move into the rankings because those hands, and we've seen Johnny Walker's weak chin. If you want to get this guy in the rankings, you put him against Johnny Walker. Rakic has a fight already signed. I don't remember against who. Minifield just fought. Yeah, I feel like that would be a good matchup. Put him against Johnny Walker. See if Johnny Walker really deserves to be in the top 15 still. UFC matchmakers, I'm doing your job here. I already picked this guy's next fight, him versus Johnny Walker. I don't know if they want to move him into the rankings that quick, but if you want to get that dude in the rankings, Joanna Jacek. Does she have a kid? She's got a kid with her. Maybe it's a nephew. He's dressed like the character from Toy Story. All right, so we're saying Bryce Mitchell in the next fight. I would love to see Luna win, but all right. So far, I said Costa, and he beat Chanel in the first round. Said Baranowski, and he beat Tafa in the first round. I'm saying Bryce Mitchell in this next one. All right, then we got Faris Ziam versus Tom Nolan. Let's look at these two guys because I don't 100%. Yeah, that first low kick hurt, and that second one to the calf torqued that knee. I'm glad people weren't throwing calf kicks when I was fighting. Never been kicked in the calf. I'm happy for that. Okay, so this guy, 18-4, middle or lightweight, 155. Is this the Sadikov Such a big name? No. Who is this Sadikov? Matt Frivole beat Davis. Jai Herbert. So, what's his UFC record? Got submitted by Terrence McKinney. This guy's been fighting for a long time. All right, started in UFC 242. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-2 in the UFC. Wow. See, I know the name. Sadikov. Which Sadikov? Who is this? Nazim Sadikov. December of last year. I know the name Sadikov. That's the guy. This guy's really good too, and he beat him by a KO. Alright, so yeah. Let's check out his opponent. Tom Nolan. Not super familiar with Tom Nolan. He's on a good win streak too. He's 10-1. Wow, this is gonna be a tough one to call, guys. So he's won 4 in a row, lost to Nicholas Mata by TKO back in July of 2024. So 3 fights in 2024 and only 2 last year. But I'm not as familiar with these names. I got into the UFC with a win over Bogdangrad. I believe Bogdangrad is now in the UFC also, though. I would probably lean. Noah's record doesn't sound as impressive, but I would probably lean towards Faraz Ziam. Ziam? How do you say his name? 18-4. So he's on a how many fight win streak? I mean, with against guys whose names we've heard. 6 fight win streak. I'm going this guy's in this fight here in 2 fights. Okay. So I called this fight right, this fight right. I'm calling Bryce Mitchell in this. I guess I'm calling all on the left-hand side here. I don't know why it's turned out that way. I don't know what I'm going to say on this one, to be honest. We'll look at that in a few minutes. Drink. If you guys could share the link, that would be fantastic. Because I'm not getting a ton. I'm UFC BJJ. I'm getting all kinds of people on the stream. This person call. So this guy called Nolan over CM. Somebody says Nolan over CM. That's the actual comment. I just said that. That's funny. Whose predictions out? Jimmy Flick. Is he a fighter? I think he is. Yeah, everything is about that. Tafa overrated. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's not rated. Caitlin Souza, that gal looked pretty impressive in that fight. I was talking about that. Knocked her opponent down as she went to get up. She head kicks her and drops her again. advertising the stream a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. All right. Oh, I'm going to switch my cameras back over here to my left side. There we go. All right, Bryce Mitchell. I saw something about how he's got a win over Nurmagomedov. He's got one of like only 3 Twister wins in the UFC. This guy looks way big for 135 that Mitchell's fighting. Man, I kind of want to change my prediction. let's look at Luna again here. Santiago Luna. I gotta look back at this guy's record. So he's on a how many? Oh, he's 8-0. But he just hasn't fought as big a name as Bryce Mitchell. I'd love to see this guy win this fight because it would be good for the UFC if Bryce Mitchell wasn't on a win streak. Because he just says the most outlandish, crazy things. I like this guy's nickname too, Border Boy. KO. He's got 2 UFC fights. Ugh. So tough to bet on a guy with 2 fights in the UFC, but 21 years old. This is so tough. Bryce only lost 3 times his entire career, 18 wins. Oh, hang on, guys. Okay, I've lost my headphones. Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Watching the fights and doing a live stream. What's up?
You got Bryce Mitchell?
Yeah. I'd like to see the other dude win. The other guy's undefeated, but he's only had 2 UFC fights. And he hasn't fought anybody near the names that Bryce Mitchell has fought. And Bryce only lost 3 times to Ilia Topuria, Josh Emmett, and Gene Silva. So, I mean, those are...
These odds are fucking crazy. The
Huh.
odds are saying it's so close.
Huh.
I think Bryce is just going to destroy him.
I don't know if he destroys this kid. This might be a tough fight. It still might be a tough fight.
I think Bryce just is going to take over, and it's going to go to decision, and Bryce is going to win.
Bryce by a decision. I don't know. I'd like to see this other kid win. It'd be good for the UFC if somebody kind of shut Bryce Mitchell up because he says so many crazy things. But I don't know.
I kind of like Bryce. I like the way he opens up. A lot better than Sean Strickland shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just want
Well,
to hear your take on
yeah, he probably, I'm sure he flew over the flat earth to get there too.
Yeah.
It cracks me up. He is so adamant that the earth is flat. He is like 100% convinced of it. I'm like, but you've been all over the world. You've flown around to other places. How can you still think it's flat? I just don't get it. I really don't. And he doesn't think. He's totally serious. And he doesn't think. He doesn't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't believe we've gone to the moon, because, yeah. I don't know. He doesn't. I don't think he believes that last flight happened. But I don't know.
know shit about the
It's
ocean.
just...
Know about the bottom of the ocean.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go and watch this fight. Okay.
I'll talk to you.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. That was my middle son, David. Where did my headphones go? I swear they were sitting right there, and they're gone. Ah, they fell in the... That's why I couldn't find them. Headphones fell in dog's toys. All right. So yeah, I'm predicting Mitchell. Would love to see Santiago Luna win this, but probably not. Man, those are close odds. 120 favorite to 100 plus 100. And it's all about their records and the fact that he doesn't have that many UFC fights, because otherwise Luna would be a favorite in this, you know? If you didn't know their records and you just knew their skill set, you'd have to go Luna. I like what I don't know if you guys saw the interview where they're asking Ilya Topuria about Bryce Mitchell and his beliefs and the whole Earth is flat thing, and Ilya Topuria is like, "Okay, the Earth is flat. What do I do with that?" He's like, "Why does it even matter?" Thought that was pretty funny. All right, here we go. Round number 1. Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. Is that his name? Right. Oh. I started the timer too soon. All right. Now we should be right on. All right. Mitchell versus Luna. Luna moving forward. Ooh, a good left hand by Bryce Mitchell. But, and Mitchell's stand-up looks pretty improved. I will give him that right off the bat here. Oh, good shots by Luna, though. Cut kick him? He kicked it the inside of his rear leg. That was pretty wild for Mitchell. Oh, Mitchell in on a takedown already. Luna defends, gets good defense. Now he's got now they're in an over-under position. Good pummeling going on here. All right, nice. He turns Mitchell towards the fence. Tries to take Mitchell down, but Mitchell ends up on top, and now Mitchell in side control. This is really bad for Luna. Really, really bad for Luna. Multi-view is actually 3 seconds behind the big screen here. Mitchell has head and arm control from side control here. Not doing a ton, but I wouldn't say that the ref is going to restart because he's in a dominant position. He's just really grappling here, not necessarily even trying to improve position. He's trying to wrench on the neck a little bit and turn Luna away from him. Oh, he's lifting Luna's back up. What? Or maybe it's Luna trying to scoot up against the fence here. So, yeah, Luna needs to dig an underhook with the right hand. He's framing here, but he needs to dig that arm under. I think, yeah, and he does. That's good for Luna. Now he needs to scoot his hips out, back to the fence, and try popping up. He's crossing his legs. A lot of people do that to prevent the person from going to mount. I cross my legs the opposite way because I want to get my butterfly hook in with my far side leg. And usually if I cross my legs that way, I can accomplish that. Don't like the cross my legs defense the opposite way to try to block them from going to mount with your knee, because you can do a tiptoe to mount pretty easily. Bryce doing. I feel like Luna is doing more striking off his back than Bryce is from top. Now Bryce is posturing up and throwing a few shots down, but we now have Luna with a half butterfly guard here. Oh, now he's got both butterfly hooks in. Trying to push. So he's got some jiu-jitsu skills here. He's trying to push Bryce away. He could go to an X guard here. Nope, nope, no. Did not, though. So now he's got a half guard, loose, open half guard. Not a lockdown half guard or anything like that. Mitchell going to full mount. Luna doing the right thing, trying to push Bryce's hips down. Trying to work his knees through. But Mitchell has now figure four'd his legs and has his bottom foot over the top of Luna's feet, so he can't. But he's not doing anything with this mount yet. Okay, now he gets an arm free and gets a punch in. Starting to control the neck. Luna's still striking off of his back in this position. David's texting me. He thinks that Mitchell definitely wins by a decision based on this first round. You could definitely think that at this point, because he's just scoring points. This guy's he's trying to get a reversal, but he just gave him his back. Oh, that's not good. This could be a finish right here. Oh, short time. Short time, Luna. Don't tap. Don't tap. Okay. All right. So he got out of the rear naked choke. Now he is taking some pretty significant ground and pound. And there's the bell. Right. Luna not too beat up. So now, does he take this adversity and get out the next round and, you know, be able to fight really strong? Or I've never lost before, and so now that I lost a round predominantly, I don't know what to do. That could definitely happen. Let's look at this kid. Many decisions. He had a decision in his last fight, a KO. Previous fight. Those are his only 2 UFC fights. KO, submission, TKO, submission. But I mean, he's had to go to the 3rd round and 2nd round. He's not like I finished everybody in the 1st round type guy like our last fighter we saw. All right, here we go. Round number 2, Mitchell versus Luna. So Santiago needs to establish some good stand-up here. Because he's letting Mitchell control the stand-up even. He needs to move his head. He needs to use footwork, circle. Yeah, that outside low kick, good by Luna against the southpaw. But he needs to keep. He's got his foot on the outside, but Bryce is doing really good at, because he's so herky jerky. Kind of like a, Clay the Carpenter Guida type fighter, you know. Just wild on the stand-up. Okay, so he's got over under. But he's letting Bryce control him with that underhook. Oh, now Bryce back in on another double here. He's going to pick him up. He's totally going to pick him up in the air. Switching maybe to a high crotch. No. Now he's switching back to the body lock. Bryce lands a knee to the body. Comes up high with the knee. So Luna, I feel like he's starting to lose some confidence. For sure. That first round has got him thinking. Am I in here with too good of a fighter on my 3rd UFC fight? Okay. Trying to split the legs, trying to go for a switch here. I don't think he's going to get that on Bryce Mitchell. Bryce trying to get to his back here. I'm going to try to stand up. Bryce still trying to work to the back. Good move by Luna, and Luna gets on top. Now, this could be interesting. This could be really interesting. Bryce off of his back. No, don't see this a ton. So this is Luna's big opportunity. Bryce working for a triangle. Luna pulls out of it. Gets him back up to the feet. So this is the first positive thing for Luna in this fight. So the front kick. The left cross to the body. Throws a combo back. See, Luna, I would guess probably power advantage on the striking. His technique isn't perfect. He's a very young fighter here. Well, I mean, he's the youngest fighter on the card. Bryce pushing him back into the fence. Bryce trying to take the back from standing, or he could potentially set up an arm triangle from standing. Bryce gets him back down the ground. Half a butterfly guard again for Luna. If Luna could, oh, and he lost this butterfly hook. Now Bryce in a half mount here. I say half mount because Luna is not using this as an effective half guard from bottom. So it's more of a half mount than a half guard. And Bryce throwing some palms to the head. Little short punches in there. Got here. Crazy second round so far, yes. Definitely a crazy second round. Doesn't seem like I've had a ton of people on the stream tonight, guys. So if you could share, if you're watching, if you could share the link, that would be fantastic. It's weird, like events I don't expect to do well, I get a ton of people. Ones I do expect to do well, don't do as well. When I got up at 4 in the morning and did a live stream for the UFC in Australia, I had a ton of people on that one. It's one of my best ones ever. And then, of course, these last two UFC BJJs have done really well on YouTube. I will say, the last few UFC BJJs have been way better. I believe it was 3 events back where they didn't have a submission until like way late on the card, mostly decisions. And we've seen lots more finishes in UFC BJJ recently. Yeah, Luna getting dominated on the ground here. He started out this round pretty good, getting that reversal, getting on top, but then he stood up rather than being Bryce Mitchell's guard. I feel like he should have tried to stay on top. All right, reset. So I cornered a fighter, Jack Quintana, years ago, all-American wrestler. Trained with him a very short amount of time, but he was fighting a guy named Ty Hamblin, who I fought later in kickboxing, but Hamblin was more of a stand-up fighter. And Jack had him down on the ground. Jack, when he fell back for an armbar, which I don't know how much he'd even trained in armbar, but he gave up top position. And so Ty Hamblin gets on top, and he's in Jack's guard, and he falls back for a leg lock. I'm like, that was your only opportunity to ever be on top of this dude. You fell back for a leg lock and pulled the dude back on top of you, and so Jack ended up finishing not long after that. But yeah, if you can stay in top position, even if you can stand up out of somebody's guard, I would have recommended, if I was Luna's coach, I would have said, stay on top of him. You know, now Luna's he needs a finish to win this fight. Good defense, and now he's back in Mitchell's guard, but he can't win from here from top position. Mitchell trying to work rubber guard. Props to that. I like seeing that. Got pretty good control of his posture, but he pops out of it. So Luna needs a finish here. So he needs to dominate with the strikes from the top, pass Mitchell's guard, and get a finish. If he could rough him up really bad on the ground, then bring it back up to the feet, that would be another thing I would suggest. So he's got 405. Yeah, he can't let Mitchell wrestle up and get on top. And which, oh, he's got a Darce going here. Luna with a Darce, but you got to sit to your hip, and that's a scary thing to do when you've got somebody like Bryce Mitchell who's so good. Yeah, okay, he is sitting to his hip, and he's squeezing. I don't know how good of a grip he's got, though. He's losing the grip. Losing the grip, Mitchell circled out of it, and now Mitchell's back on top. So, yeah, not good. Not good for Luna. Now he's full mount. And David may have called this one right. I know I called Mitchell. Really would have liked to have seen Luna win. Tough kid, but a little too much for his third UFC fight. But he's going to learn, and he's going to get better after this, I'm sure. I mean, the fight's not over. Maybe he could scramble, get out of this position, and finish Bryce, but Bryce hasn't been finished by... He's been finished by 3 of the best in the world, all in a heavier weight class than this. David says he was about to be so pissed with that joke. Ooh, got somebody else following me. Heck yeah. Awesome. Oh, I got a few more people popped on the stream, guys. If you're just joining us, we're watching UFC Las Vegas. What number UFC is this? This is Fight Night. I've lost what it is. Fight Night something. Okay, anybody else hate this multiple names for the same event? That's kind of annoying. Oh, what the heck happened here? Yeah, sorry. 278. This is Fight Night 278, and then they'll call it UFC Las Vegas 1 something. I don't know. I would rather just call it Fight Night whatever number. You don't need to call it UFC Las Vegas 118 or whatever it is. Right, Bryce still full mount, it looks like here. Yeah, full mount. This is why I like the multi-cam. Ooh, Bryce walking the hand up. He's working Luna's arm really high here. So he's going to try to isolate that arm, potentially go for an arm triangle. Maybe try to attack that arm. Arm triangle would probably be the preferable attack if he could work that arm up again. So he's got head and arm control. So, I mean, that's your go-to move from there as an arm triangle. Ooh, Luna does get him back to half butterfly, full guard now, but you can't sit in close guard. You got a minute, 5 seconds, and you need to finish him. But props to him to, getting back to guard on somebody like Bryce Mitchell. That's pretty good. But, I mean, we saw what Bryce Mitchell did to Gracie. Oh, now he's got a rear naked choke. Face down. So he's controlling that hand that would be on the back of the head. Bryce Mitchell got a cut over his eye? That happened. Okay, well, he's not getting the choke yet. Got 25 seconds left. Luna needs to escape and get a finish. Oh, now he's potentially in an arm triangle, though. That's what I was saying was a go-to move here from Mount. Now he steps over to the side. Is he going to get the finish with 10 seconds left? He does. He does. Oh, man. What's Bryce Mitchell going to say on the microphone? I'm going to turn up the sound so we hear what the heck Bryce Mitchell says. He did get a cut over the eye. Not a massive cut. It's a small cut over the eye. So he gets the finish in the third round by an arm triangle. Yeah, he dropped his hips down to squeeze. He didn't even have a figure 4. First loss for Luna. Tough kid. Definitely a tough kid. Oh, man. UFC's like, oh, you know what's going to happen now? He's going to get a hold of the microphone. They got to be dreading this. So who is next for Bryce Mitchell? I mean, are they dreading it, or, I mean, does him saying crazy, outlandish things get more attention for the UFC? You know, they say any news is good news. Any publicity is good publicity. We'll see. Where are we at here? We're at 135. Bryce Mitchell is not ranked yet. This is only his second fight in the weight class. So who do you want to see? Raul Rosa Jr., I believe he's got a fight lined up already. Peyton Talbot versus, that'd be interesting. Who's Raul Rosa Jr. fighting? He's got a fight coming up. I'm gonna switch my camera since I'm looking this way. Let's see. He just fought Font last. Huh. Yeah. I know Raul Rosas Jr. I saw he's getting ready to fight somebody. Marcellus. It'd be an interesting fight. Number 14.
Who will go for us? And I said, here am I. For those who wait on the Lord, he will renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint. The grass withers, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever. The mustard seed is the smallest seed of all herbs, but yields the biggest tree. So too is our faith. A small amount of faith can move a large mountain.
All right. So I like everything he said so far. I like the Bible quotes. Hopefully we don't get anything off the wall crazy. All right, switching.
I am, and there was transitions where he did get on top. Actually, the first takedown, I didn't quite earn it. He kind of tripped a little bit on it, and I fell on top of him. And then,
Yeah, I'd like to see him fight somebody, you know. Well, he could fight Marlon Vera. Anywhere from 10 to 15, I would like to see for Bryce Mitchell next. So this is a short notice fight. So who was he supposed to fight originally? Who was Bryce Mitchell originally supposed to fight tonight? Who was Bryce Mitchell supposed to fight at tonight's UFC originally? Oh, sorry guys, my dog is showing off his dog parts over there. Let's switch cameras. All right.
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, freedom of speech is what really makes.
All right, I'm not sure. Let me go to Meta AI and ask. Maybe it knows. Maybe I can find Meta AI. Oh, what the heck? Hey, hang on a second. Hey, can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy finish in the end. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who Bryce Mitchell was supposed to be fighting tonight because he said this kid took the fight on short notice, and I don't remember. Oh, you know what? Do it. Yeah, he was a tough fighter. 8-0, but I mean, he just didn't have the experience against anybody anywhere near Bryce Mitchell or any of Bryce Mitchell's, former opponents. I was just looking at the rankings. I would like to see Bryce Mitchell fight somebody from 10 to 15 in the weight class. So, Basharat, Barcelos, Raul Rosa Jr., I believe, already has a fight set up. Vincius Oliveira, I'm pretty sure he's got a fight already too. Actually, Vincius Oliveira moved up. Yeah, but he does a lot of 10th planet stuff. Bryce Mitchell does, and that's a big time. A Darce choke is a big time 10th planet thing, and he knew the perfect defense for that. The way he was able to pop out, and the guy had to go to his hip to finish it. So, I mean, if he had really drove over to his hip, maybe he could have flipped him or something. Yeah, he didn't do too bad. It was a good fight. I'm trying to figure out though who Bryce Mitchell was actually originally supposed to fight. Because I asked Siri and it was no help whatsoever. Come on, phone. All right. All right. Talk to you later. All right. Bye. All right, guys. I'm back. Sorry, I didn't want to put David on speaker. I can. Sometimes his language isn't the best. I like to keep this PG if at all possible. And UFC White House a week away. Who was Bryce Mitchell originally supposed to fight tonight at UFC Fight Night? What is this? 278. Let's see. Victor Henry was his original opponent. Henry pulled out on May 28th for undisclosed reasons. Undefeated Mexican prospect took the fight. Victor Henry. Is he ranked? He's not ranked. Oh, Victor Henry is. So that's who his original opponent was supposed to be. Let's see. So we're going on from here. So I'm saying Faraz Ziam over Tom Nolan. Now this one's a tough one. Let's look at it. Give you guys my prediction on the co-main event. Sorry, guys. Forgot to turn the sound back down. We got a cool Linkin Park song. All right. New Linkin Park with the new lead singer, Emily something. What do you guys think about that? You guys like Linkin Park with their new female lead singer? I think she does a good job. I think she's gotten a lot of unjust criticism. I know a lot of people aren't cool with Scientology. Think what you want of that. And they're not cool with the fact that she supported a friend who was accused of something. But I feel like you are allowed to believe somebody is innocent. Even if they're, found guilty in court, you can still believe that person's innocent. I think after he was found guilty, she stopped supporting him, but kind of weird. I don't know. All right, so he lost to Imavov and Anthony Hernandez, both by decisions. Beat Chris Curtis by a split decision. Beat Paul Craig by a rear naked choke. That's pretty impressive. Paul Craig, no joke on the ground, man. Now retired. Bruno Silva also by a submission. Andre Muniz by a submission. 2 decision losses. Decision win over Marvin Vettori, who I believe he had lost to previously, hadn't he? Also lost to Chris Curtis by a TKO before. Lost to Sean Strickland by a TKO. Wins over Kevin Holland, and also a submission over Kevin Holland. So, I mean, dang, he's got submission skills are pretty darn good. Lost to Anthony Hernandez twice. Lost to Eric Anders. Interesting. Huh. For some reason, I was thinking that he had lost to Marvin Vettori previously, but I guess not. Has a win over Jacob Malkoun. Good fighter. By a decision, though. That is tough, man. Lots of submission wins, though. TKO over Reiner de Ritter. Reiner de Ritter's cardio did not look good at all in that fight. So, well, his opponent, Shabazian. Unranked Edmund Shabazian. So I've bet against him in the past, or I've said that I think I said he was going to lose to Petrovsky and then unanimous decision win. Common opponent, Andre Muniz. KO'd him in the first round. Lost to Gerald Mershart. Ooh, by a submission, man. Ooh, and also lost to Anthony Hernandez. All right, guys. So I'm going to have to go with Brendan Allen in this fight. Just because he's got wins over guys that Shabazian's lost to. That does not bode well. So yeah, Brendan Allen over Edmund Shabazian. I mean, he is the ranked fighter. Sometimes we see that the unranked guy gets in there and proves that, yeah, he should be ranked. I don't think this is going to be the case in this one. All right. So yeah, going with ZM in this next one. Somebody else popped up on Rumble. Glad you're listening, watching. That is one cool thing about Rumble, guys. I'm gonna promote Rumble some more. And if you have not got an account on Rumble yet, click on my link in the description because that is my what do you call that? That's my referrals link. And I have totally spaced that out, and I probably could have made money referring people to Rumble through that. So if you click on that, I get credit for you guys signing up for Rumble. It's free to sign up, get a free account just like on YouTube. They've got a lot of stuff. And one cool thing is if you are listening on your phone, like, so if you're watching the fights and you're listening to me on your phone, you can turn off your screen and still get the audio. So that's something, I mean, you have to pay a premium on YouTube to do that. You can get, hang on, guys, that's David again. Hey. Hello. You there? Huh? No, I'm going the other way. You're going Tom Nolan. I'm going with his opponent. Let me look back at it here, and I'll tell you why I'm going with his opponent. Are they? Yeah, you're going for the big time underdog. So what was? Yeah. So 18-4. This guy just beat Sadikov, who I know that name, and that guy is pretty good, and he knocked him out in the second round. 1 second left in the second round. Beat Matt Frivola, also a guy that I know a lot about. Jai Herbert, who had a really, really good fight back in the day with Ilya Topuria. Lost to Terrence McKinney, but Terrence McKinney is a guy who either wins by a finish or loses by a finish. What weight is this? 155. He may have fought at 145 before. Or no, his opponent, Herbert. Okay, so that was the fight. Ilya moved up and fought at 155 before he became champ in the weight class. Yeah, yeah. So he fought Jai Herbert, fought Ilya previously, and this guy went the distance and beat him. Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. David is betting the other way on this fight, going with the underdog, the Smile Killer. Interesting nickname. All right. Anybody else think it's weird that they say commercial break in progress, just to show what's happening at the fights? I mean, we can definitely. This is a big positive of having the multi-view going over here, is that I can see the fighters in the cage while commercials are going on the other screen, or while it just says we're on a commercial break on the other screen. All right. Tom Nolan, 10-1. So I mean, yes, that sounds good, but I like his tattoo there. Luke 12:48. Okay. To whom much is given, much will be required. Okay. I was gonna look it up, but he's got it right there on his side. I like the nails forming the cross too. I like his tattoos. I mean, Tom Nolan's got some cool tattoos. I'll give him that. Some of the tattoos, I'm not sure what they mean. It's got a Japanese symbol on his chest. You guys remember a guy they called the Snowman? Fought forever. Probably big time roid head. Really good on the ground. I can't think of his name. But he had a tattoo, and it was in Japanese. And a lot of people said it didn't say what he thought it said. You guys know the quote from The Princess Bride? You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Very similar. You have that tattooed on your chest. I don't think it means what you think it means. Don't get a tattoo in another language. That's the main point I'm trying to make here. All right, so I'm going Ziam Faraz. I have called every fight right so far that I've called. We'll go over that here as soon as I hit start on the timer for round number 1. Excited. I like Tom Nolan's tattoos. He's got some cool tattoos. He's got Bible verses tattooed on him. And not just the where to find the verse. He's got the full verse tattooed on his side. Seems just got some big wins in the UFC. Fought some big names. Okay, so far I said Costa was going to beat Schnell, and he did. I said Baranowski was going to beat Tafa, and he did. I said Bryce Mitchell was going to beat Luna, and he did. So now I'm saying Ziam is going to beat Tom Nolan. So let's see what happens. And he already has his back. Already has one hook in. Nolan defending well. Ooh, but he's still over under control from the back. Nolan working his way up the fence. Good job not grabbing the fence, keeping his palm against the fence and not getting called. Gets back up to the feet, throws a spinning back elbow, kind of land on the tricep. Didn't have enough space there. Stomp kick to the knee. You guys know I hate that. But it's legal, so people are going to do it. We can't fault them for that. Ooh, good shots by Nolan. Nolan gets him down, lands a couple of shots on the ground. ZM turning in. He's experienced, so I feel like he's going to be able to deal with this. Good pop-up elbow for Nolan. So maybe he's been watching some octopus guard videos and knows some moves off of that. I don't really understand octopus guard. I've seen some of it. It looks very interesting. Oh, it gets to full guard. Body triangle for full guard. We saw what happened to a fighter who did this a few weeks ago. So I wouldn't hang out in this position. Because maybe Tom Nolan has watched the same Instagram video that female fighter a few weeks ago had seen when her opponent did that. He let go of the body triangle from bottom, from guard. After seeing that, I definitely would not throw a body triangle on somebody from guard, even if I had really long legs. Okay, so ZM working his way up the fence. Nolan grabbing onto a front headlock here. ZM's got to be careful because as soon as he brings that hand or the knee off the mat, he can be kneed to the head. Oh, that knee was floating in the air. He could have kneed him, but I don't think he can see where his knee is. So he's not going to do it because he doesn't want to take the chance of throwing an illegal knee. Nolan doing pretty good so far. Oh, slams ZM back down onto the mat. ZM's got blood coming from his mouth. So Nolan giving him, oh, and ZM reverses. Nolan gets on top. So whatever ZM does from here, Nolan's got that fence right there and could push and try to bridge really hard and escape whatever ZM tries to do. Man, he's got a pretty good amount of blood coming from his mouth, so he got a pretty good cut in there. Interesting, he's not getting blood on his opponent. His lips look very red with blood. Nolan doing pretty good here. This has been really back. Oh, now he's getting blood on his back. It's been pretty back and forth. Nolan's trying to break that grip, and he's going to spin and try another back elbow, I bet. Out there. Called it. Didn't break the grip, but he still tried a back elbow. Okay, so ZM going for a high crotch. Oh. Ooh, nice. Nice defense by Nolan. He's 10-1. It's not against the same caliber of opponents as ZM. ZM is ranked number 14 in the lightweight division. Man, these guys look really tall for lightweights, especially ZM. So, I know Chill Sonnen talks a lot of times about how a fighter gets in a fight and it ends up being a lot more difficult than he thinks it's going to be, and how that can affect a fighter. I see a little bit of that possibly in ZM's eyes. Oh. Guys, I'm going to share my referral link also in the comments. All right, here we come. Round number 2. I lost my timer. Okay. So Tom Nolan doing pretty good. David might have one here. I still think ZM could potentially come back. We've seen him fight some really good guys. Timer is pretty darn close here. Oh, good strikes by Ziem there. Nolan goes with a knee to across to a hook from southpaw. So Nolan is the southpaw. Ziem is the orthodox fighter who's controlling the outside stance. More Nolan than Ziem at this point. I'm watching their feet. Plus we see him with that toes pointed more to the inside, which makes it really tough against a southpaw. Oh, looking forward to some tacos. Gave my daughter my debit card and said, go buy some of the neighbor's tacos down the street at his taco truck. Sent some other business his way. If you happen to be in Grand Junction, Colorado, Saturday night, it's usually at the Lucky Me on 30 and Patterson. Make sure you go to the one on 30 Road in Patterson. El Chichi, I'm not sure, but it's a taco truck on the northwest corner of the street. And they have some amazing tacos. I haven't gotten a bank notice saying my card's been used yet, so I don't think she's been there yet. Hopefully soon, though. Yeah, Nolan giving a really good account. Ziem tries a spinning back elbow and falls. Oh. So Ziem, man, Nolan's looking pretty good. I might get this one wrong, guys. I do think I see that in Ziem, though, that he's having a more difficult fight than he was expecting. You should not underestimate somebody who is 10-1, even if you're the more experienced fighter. What the heck happened there? You showed the replay, and I still don't get what happened. It's like he spun in his knee buckle. I wonder if he got his foot caught on the mat. What happened? And now he's got wrist control, trying to set up a triangle, but nothing happening. Nolan controlling on the ground pretty well from guard and landing some decent ground and pound. See him switching back and forth hip to hip, which is good, but he's trying for a Kimura here. He needs to use this to set up a scramble. Oh, well, that's not bad. You gotta put it closer to his back. Now his back is against the fence at least. He can start to try to work to stand up. He's got to get underhooks. Come back up there. That's nice. That's good. But he's down in this fight. He's got to do something. That first round was closer. Second round has been more dominant by Nolan. Foot stomp. Foot stomp while on the ground. That's pretty interesting. The opponent's trying to get back up. Now he's standing on his foot. He's trying to put the foot behind his foot, hook it. Okay, now Ziem has made it back up to his feet. 1 minute left in this round. I predicted Ziem, and Ziem really needs to do something big here. He's looking tired. He's looking dejected. This is not good. So I may get this one wrong. Okay, Ziem trying for some sort of takedown here. And Nolan defending really well. Tom Nolan's no joke, man. Ziem is in danger of losing his number 14 in the ranking if he doesn't get busy here. Now we got a body lock by Nolan. Ziem trying to break that grip. Pommel arm, he's not going to have any time to do anything else this round. So basically we're to the point where Ziem needs a finish. Good striking attempts by Ziem, but I don't know how much he even landed there. Whew. Man, David might get this one right. So other people are questioning when somebody made the prediction that Tom Nolan would win this, and now that person's been looking pretty smart. I think David went with him because he's the underdog and can make more money if he wins. Oh, now David's calling me again. Hello? He's definitely ahead at this point. First round was closer. Second round was dominant by Nolan for sure. Ziem looks a little tired and a little dejected. He's got to get his striking going or something here. He needs a finish, I feel like. So that first round, I think Nolan edged that first round out, even though it was a little bit more back and forth. But yeah. He's moving pretty well. I think Nolan's moving pretty well. Ziem moving good so far, but he needs to not get tied up here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. So this is exactly where Ziem does not want to be. In a clinch against the fence. This is where he's getting worn down. Yeah, this is not good for Ziem. Ziem needs separation. Just throw strikes from the outside. See, and now he's re-engaging in the wrestling. Oh, he does get the takedown, but Nolan busy off his back. Ziem needs to pass. Not good. Not good. Oh, he's in his guard. Needs to be busy. Throwing strikes, working the pass, and looking for a finish. What's Nolan's one loss? How did he lose? He lost by a knockout before. Ziem's got a knockout punch. He needs to use it. Okay. Ooh. Is this a full mount? What's he got going here? No, he's side control. Oh, he is. He did have that leg over his back. Oh, setting up the choke. He needs this finish. Does he have rear naked choke finishes in his history? Oh, now he's full mount again. Look at, oh my gosh, and he fell off his back. Oh, horrible for Ziem. This is not good. I think I'm going to get this one wrong. Yeah, he doesn't have a bunch of submission wins that I see. Decisions and TKOs. Here's a rear naked oh, that's a submission loss. Alrighty. He does have a rear naked choke win, but probably not somebody as tough as this guy. Yeah. He needs a finish in the last 90 seconds of this fight. I'm going to get one wrong finally. Been on a pretty good streak. I had 1, 2, 3 right. So far of the fights I've predicted, I predicted the last prelim. I said Costa would win, and he did. I said Baranowski would win, and he did. I said Mitchell would win, and he did. So I'm Thinking, oh, and he's back on top, but he's got a minute to finish him. 1 minute to finish and keep your spot in the rankings. So 3-0. Man, this goes to the judges. I would probably say no one's going to get it. But we've seen crazier things than ZM winning a decision here. I think he's lost if it goes the distance, but you never know what judges are going to say. So that's ZM really needs a finish somehow here, which he's probably not going to get. Nolan, so tough, man. Oh. Elbow and then a back spinning elbow by Nolan. See him runs at him with a kick. I don't know. Feel like Nolan's going to get the decision, but see him taking that last round, and the first round was a little closer. I thought Nolan won the first round. So we're going to see what happens here on this decision. Maybe.
The team's plane got in super late the night before, so I figured I'd 365 sign up.
Oh.
Did you win?
All right, guys, I think I left a drink in the freezer. I need to go check real quick. Guys, not back from commercial yet. Fighters are in the middle of the ring. All right, we're back from commercial. If you guys heard crunching, I may or may not have been eating a chip and some salsa. Both fighters have their hands up in the air. They both think they won. I would lean towards Nolan, even though I predicted ZM. First round was fairly close. Uh-oh. Nolan. Whoa. All right, so I'm 3-1 on my predictions. I am predicting Brendan Allen over Shabazian. Probably going to be in the rankings now.
Before I say anything else, thank you, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I wouldn't be here without him. He promised me this win, but thank you.
Australian. I didn't realize he was from Australia.
Conference. I've been boxing with pro boxers, well, little boxers. I've been wrestling.
Is it Australian or is it New Zealand?
I've been traveling, 20 hours a week to different cities to get training for this fight. I got offered this fight in January. I said yes.
Yeah, Australian. I didn't realize he's Australian. A lot of tough fighters coming out of Australia these days.
More of a chance to win tonight.
And you talked to us in the fighter meetings too about how you're having fun with this again, right? You're not obsessing about it as much as you were before. Did you feel like you're having fun in there? Because I can tell you between rounds when you're talking to your coaches, they're telling you bite down, stay loose, stay relaxed, go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, the only problem was I just before I came out, I had some the applesauce was in us. My stomach was hurting pretty bad. I was like, "Fuck, I might shit my pants in here." So I was a little bit nervous.
Oh my gosh.
Exchanges, I could feel the mix at the bottom, and I was like, I'll stay on top of it, just let my belly settle.
You ate some bad applesauce before the fight. That's something I never had to deal with. That's terrible.
Like, my training room is 10 times now that is. I know fights are harder, but I'm just proud of myself, man. You know, I lost my debut in this cage. Everybody wrote me off. Everyone said I was too early to be here, too young to be here. Now, Monday morning, I'm going to wake up with a ranking next to my fucking name.
Absolutely, I believe.
Australian guy, thanks Jesus, and then drops 4 F bombs. It's kind of like Hanato Moicano.
Yeah, you know, I think Sam was a really good challenge for me in the sense of, you know, made me nervous.
Yeah,
I want another fight like that. I think,
who's he gonna ask for?
not so easy money Moicano.
Oh, and he just asked for Moicano, who I just mentioned.
But I come out here and I win. Now I'm looking at the top 5.
I'm thinking like a fighter. There we go. Congratulations. And in getting into those
Funny. So my wife said she drew my son. My son BMX race nickname is Hulk Smash, and the picture she sent me is of the Incredible Hulk. Pretty funny. All right. So I'm 3-1 on my predictions. Didn't get that one right. I went with ZM over Nolan. Nolan proved me wrong. Looked really good. Out wrestled ZM. ZM needed separation to land more strikes, and he was not able to land clean strikes because Nolan was just back on him constantly. I am predicting Brendan Allen in this next one. I won't predict the main event until the co-main event concludes. I'm still not even sure who I'm going with in this one. Let's look at it again. Bilal Muhammad coming off of 2 straight losses after capturing the title by beating Leon Edwards. I don't know if you guys have heard the what do you call it? What would it be? Superstition, the curse. Let's go back here. So, if we go back, you had it started with Jorge Masvidal knocked out. Masvidal knocks out Ben Askren, right? Brutal knockout, fastest knockout in UFC history. A few fights later, he gets brutally knocked out by the champ Kamaru Usman. A few fights later, Kamaru Usman gets knocked out by Leon Edwards. And then a few fights later, Leon Edwards gets knocked out by not Mauricio Hufi. Carlos Prates. Wrong Fighting Nerds guy. Okay, so we're gonna see here eventually. Carlos Prates, does he survive that superstition, that curse? And we know that that curse obviously skipped over Bilal Muhammad because he did not knock out Leon Edwards. He just beat him by a decision to get the belt. So I don't think Bilal's gonna fall victim to the knockout curse because he didn't win by a knockout over Leon Edwards to take the curse from him. So Prates, though, who knows? All right, so that's enough on the superstition and the knockout curse. But 2 losses in a row by decision. Won a Jack Della Maddalena and got pretty much controlled the whole time by Ian Gary, which got Ian Gary in that top contender position. So his opponent one thing I would like to see, just because I know they have bad blood, I kind of like to see Bilal move up to middleweight, win a couple fights against top guys, and get the fight with Sean Strickland. That would be interesting because we know those guys have both trained at Extreme Couture and did not get along. So he hasn't lost since the loss to Nicholas Dalby. 4-fight winning streak. Randy Brown, tough guy, knocked him out. Split decision over Stephen Thompson, who's up there in the age. And I don't know if I would know who either of these guys are if I saw their picture. Technical submission, that's pretty, I mean, over Trevin Giles. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-1 in the UFC. Been TKO'd before. That's his only loss. This is a tough one, man. Really tough. On a win streak, who's 19-1 against guy, 2 losses in a row, but those 2 losses are to champ and top contender. Bonfim, where's Bonfim in the rankings? That's another interesting factor here. Is let's look at the rankings. Welterweight. Bonfim is number 11. Number 11 versus number 5. Former champ, but lost 2 in a row. This is an interesting fight. I'm not going to give my prediction yet. I'm definitely predicting Allen over Shabazian. He's got a lot of submission wins. He has finishes over guys who finished his opponent. And I hope Taylor makes it to the food truck on time. That's funny. All right. Man, these fights might end early. I mean, we're to the co-main event. Oh, I gotta turn down the sound. Co-main event already. Turn the sound down. It's 7:39. Hoping my daughter makes it to the taco truck in time before they shut it down. I want my tacos. Oh. What else can we talk about? Yeah, quite a few projects started that I need to finish. So yeah, my other channels, I've got Turtle Vision. I run that whenever I don't have other live streams planned. So I will probably get that going again. If not tonight, tomorrow. I spent the day doing a little bit of an experiment, cleaning the turtle pool by using a new filtration system that I built, and it kind of worked. We'll see. We'll see if it stays clean. Look really quick here. See what the water's looking like. May have to run that filter again tomorrow. I tried cleaning out our snapping turtle Bowser's pool with the filter, and I really didn't do much. I think it looks better than it did this morning, but I definitely think I'm going to clean the regular filter tomorrow and run the other one again. Yeah, this is pretty wild that Brendan Allen is fighting an unranked opponent after such a huge win last time around. So, win over Marvin Vettori. Beat Reiner de Ritter last. Losses to absolute top 5 guys in Anthony Hernandez and Nasruddin Imavov. Win over Chris Curtis. Submission win over a very good submission guy in Paul Craig. Submission over Bruno Silva. Submission over Andre Muniz. And I could see either a decision or a submission is what I would guess for this one. I mean, I don't think he's going to knock him out. Beat Sam Alvey by a submission also. But lost to Chris Curtis by a TKO back in December of 2021, but then came back and avenged that by a split decision win. Decision win over Jacob Malkoon. That's probably Jacob Malkoon's first fight at the UFC, wasn't it? Let's look. Sparring partner, training partner of great Robert Whitaker. Lost to Cody Brundage. Oh, that was disqualification. So he threw an illegal elbow. Lost to Brendan Allen by a unanimous decision. So it was not his first UFC fight. Oh, man. He's got more UFC fights than I thought. Knocked out, too. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. God, it just kind of came to my attention this last year since I've been doing the live stream. So I see a name, I don't recognize it, and then I go bet against that person. He's got Sean Strickland in his corner, doesn't he? So Shabazian training out of Extreme Couture. That bodes well for him. Training with a world champion. But is it going to matter against a guy caliber of Brendan Allen? Oh, it's going to be interesting. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready for the co-main event of UFC Fight Night 278. Shabazian, the unranked fighter, against Brendan Allen, ranked number 6? Ranked 6. Let's see. Sorry, I forgot already. Brendan Allen. No, ranked number 4. Number 4 ranked fighter in the world. Lost to Imavov. Hernandez just lost, so that's why Hernandez got bumped down. All right. This should be an interesting fight. Yeah. Took out Reiner de Ritter. Short notice. And then they give him an unranked opponent. He's ranked number 4 in the world. I guess let's look back at those rankings really quick. So, Champ just fought, Hamzat just fought and lost the belt. Jarikas supposedly fighting Kamaru Usman. Imavov doesn't know what the heck he's doing. So, I mean, he already lost to Imavov, so, and it was fairly recent. So I can kind of see it, that it seems like there was somebody in here he could have fought. Robert Whitaker moving up. Jared Cannonier has a fight set. Yeah. So, yeah, it is kind of tough. There's not Chris Leroy Duncan. He's got a fight set with, who did we say? Don't remember. Ikram, he's got a fight set too. Cannonier and Duncan are fighting. All right, so yeah, most of the guys below him are either switching weight classes or have fights lined up. Rematch with Hernandez would have made sense, but I mean, it hasn't been that long since Hernandez lost to Strickland. That's only been a few months ago. Strickland's fought and won since then, became the champ. So, yeah, Hernandez, that's got to sting. You were on the way to a title, lose one fight to a guy who becomes champion, and now you're ranked below the guy that you beat. Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for Shabazian to move way into the rankings by beating the number 4 ranked guy in the world. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Text my daughter. Find my daughter. I just texted her yesterday, didn't I? The heck? There she is. All right. I'm ready with the timer. Sorry, I'm worried about my tacos. All right. Oh, also has a Bible verse tattooed on his chest. We'll have to look that one up because I don't think he's got the full verse there. Just where to find it. All right. Brandon Allen and Shabazian standing really upright here. Brandon Allen in a lower stance. Looking the striking, probably to set up a takedown. Hopefully she gets the taco truck in time. She's just now leaving the gym. Brandon Allen looking pretty good, using those strikes. Got him good. If you're more of a grappler, it is definitely a good thing to get your opponent thinking you're going to stand with them. Using those strikes to set up your takedowns and your clinches. It's a very good tactic. I don't like the finger thing. I don't think I ever did that. I did some showboating in my time. If you watch my fights, I dropped my hands and stuff, but shook my head at people. I didn't shake my finger at them, though. Interesting exchanges here. Now Shabazian looks a little bit lower in his stance, maybe. Shabazian in the middle of the cage. But Brunel is not backing up on the other side of that line. He's in the middle. Ooh, good stuff by Brendan Allen on the stand-up. Yeah, Brendan Allen wins this fight. He definitely needs to call for somebody in the top 5. Title shot. Probably doesn't get the title shot if Imavov hasn't gotten the title shot, but he should call for a fight with rematch with Imavov. Since Imavov doesn't seem to be doing anything. I guess Imavov's probably next for Strickland, huh? If Hamzat does in fact move to 205, which I would guess he does. I know he's saying he wants a rematch, but I think that's just to save face, you know? It was a decision to Imavov, wasn't it? Ooh, man. Now I'm doing some good stuff on the feet. Shabazian looks like he may have some blood in his mouth. Could just be his mouthpiece. Oh, Allen in on a clinch, takedown attempt. Those are both decisions. Decision to Anthony Hernandez. Also decision to Imavov. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing when your only losses in recent memory were to decisions to two top-ranked guys. Atlas. My dog over there licking like crazy. Stop licking yourself, dude. Okay, both guys have some redness around the cheeks, cheekbones. Ooh. But definitely I feel like Allen would be well advised to try to get this on the ground, which he does shoot in, but too far away. So obviously Shabazian knows Allen's game is he's got to get him on the ground. But the striking has been fairly even. So for Allen, if you can keep it even in the striking, which is probably where Shabazian wants it, then you know if you can get it on the ground, you can take over this fight. Spinning back kick by Allen. Allen's doing pretty good with his octagon control. Now he's got Shabazian backed behind that line. Is where he throws those strikes and then he can clinch and go for a takedown. Good knee attempt. Ooh, Shabazian lands a couple good shots on him. I would probably lean towards Allen in round one, but it was close. Close first round. Yeah. If I'm Brendan Allen, I probably realize I'm probably not going to get a title shot next after this, but try to get a rematch with one of those two guys that he lost decisions to. If he wins. I mean, you can call out Sean Strickland because Sean's right there, cage side, if he gets a win over Sean's guy that he trains with, that he's coring for. All right, round number 2, Edmund Shabazian versus Brendan Allen. I would lean towards Brendan Allen in round 1. Striking was pretty close. I feel like Allen had more octagon control time. Let's see what the strikes say. 46% and 47%. 22 strikes for Allen and 21 for Shabazian. So what I said, it was close. Striking was extremely close, so you got to go to octagon control, which I would say that Brendan Allen had a little bit more. So good jab by Shabazian there, but Allen comes over the top with a right hand that looked like it phased him a little bit. I mean, it didn't hurt him bad. If you're Brendan Allen, you want to make a statement. You're fighting a guy who's unranked when you should be fighting somebody in the top 5 because you are in the top 5. So he really needs, a finish, and then call out Sean Strickland, who is a champ in the division, who is in his opponent's corner. Oh, good striking by Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen doing good from the clinch here. And shooting has him against the fence. Good, really good defense by Shabazian, though. Defense the takedown again. So Brendan needs to push that pace even harder on the striking and retry a takedown. He's got Shabazian bleeding a little bit. Some good punches and elbows in tight by Allen. Another good elbow from the clinch by Allen. Goes for a huge elbow, but misses. Good jab, but Brendan Allen's striking is looking pretty clean, man. He's making it ugly a little bit too. Oof. That was a good shot by Brendan Allen. Shabazian's still in the fight. Pretty effective with his jab. Allen trying to walk through it and land shots of his own. So Allen's showing that, hey, if I can't take you down, I can still strike with you. Beat you where you are best. So Allen's been really effective with the low kicks. I think he should fake low and go high, a la GSP versus Matt Hughes 2. If memory serves. All right, if you're just joining us, we are watching Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian, round number 2. Allen probably ahead. Oh, man, it's so close. 22-21, first round, 20-19, both for Allen, but it doesn't get much closer. His strikes definitely leaving more marks on Shabazian, and he has the octagon control. He's moving forward more. So it's almost like he's beating Shabazian in his game of the striking. He hasn't been able to get his takedown, so he would rather have this on the ground. Shabazian's takedown defense is definitely held up, but he's been training with Sean Strickland, and Sean Strickland just spent all that time training to fight Hamzat. Head movement there by Allen. Get over that jab. Yeah, he points again. I don't like the pointing. Pointing and waving your fingers annoying. Good. Head movement again. Kind of slips that jab a little bit. Try for a Superman elbow to Shabazian. Brennan lands another elbow in tight. And pointing again. Don't point. God, it's annoying. All right. So I think we're 2 rounds up for Brendan Allen. To me, I think the corner of Brendan Allen of Shabazian is telling him he really needs a finish. It's too close. Brendan Allen is the favorite. He's the ranked fighter. $8 o'clock, man. I hope Derek makes it to the taco truck before they close. All right. So Shabazian looks worse off than Brendan Allen does, even though striking numbers are showing he landed more shots to the head than Brendan. Brendan landed more kicks to the leg. Brendan's shots definitely seem to be the more effective. Brendan immediately in on him, throwing punches. A good uppercut lands by Brendan. Shabazian backing up, and he can't do that. I really don't. Oh, that looked like he hurt him. Looked like he hurt Shabazian. He went high with the kick, like I said, but he should have looked low and thrown low first. Good head movement by Brendan Allen. He's very in control of this fight. Ooh, good uppercut to an elbow by Allen. Good cross by Shabazian. Good jab again by Shabazian. But he's not throwing combinations. He's throwing more one shot at a time. He's backing up again. Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson. Kick. Oh, big elbow by Brendan Allen from the clinch again. Shabazian's tough, though, man. He deserves to be in the rankings after this. Going the distance, the top 4 guy, most likely. That's a good combination by Shabazian. Shabazian throwing more combos now. So if I'm Brendan Allen, I wait for those combos and then I drop down for a double. Oh, a lot of blood coming from the eye of Shabazian now. I mean, Brendan Allen probably doesn't need a takedown to win at this point. Oh, I didn't start the timer, guys. We got 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Sorry, my bad. All right, 2:05 left in the last round. Body hook, head hook by Allen. I like seeing that. Allen standing in the pocket, throwing. Got Shabazian bleeding really bad at this point. Blood all down the front of Shabazian, coming from his left eye. Brendan, I mean, he's got a few little marks, but nothing like what Shabazian has. So this is going to be a dominant win, but no, he'd definitely rather have a finish. Minute and a half left of last round. Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. Good strikes again by Allen. Oh, Allen hurts him with a punch. Shabazian clenches and looks like he wants the takedown. Interesting. Allen. So that makes Allen feel pretty good. Allen's landing some good right uppercuts. On top of those elbows that he's landed. Ooh, another good elbow. He's controlling his wrist and came around with an elbow. Nice. Body. Oh, another good elbow. Another one. Uppercut off the left hand now. Yeah. He's like, come on, super strong this last round, even though Shabazian has tried to come on strong himself. Good head movement by Allen. Such a good fight. Good performance by Brendan Allen. And, I mean, big props to Shabazian for staying in this fight this long against a ranked opponent. He should definitely be in the rankings after this. Oh, Allen trying for a finish. 2 seconds left, and the horn bell goes off. All right, so definitely Brendan Allen's fight. Shabazian proved himself big time. The both guys sit down in the corner. High pace, good fight. I want to see if he calls out Sean Strickland or if he calls for a rematch with one of those guys that beat him by decision previously. Commercial error.
Yeah, that too. Why?
All right. Call me again. Oh, I've lost my headphones. Hey. I would say this one so far. I definitely say this one. This is more back and forth. Yeah, this is more back and forth than that fight. Yeah. Yeah, impressive. Brendan Allen, you know, he's more of a grappler, and he beat Edmund Shabazian where Edmund Shabazian was strongest on the feet. So good for him. I wonder if he's going to call out Strickland because Strickland was in Shabazian's corner, or is he going to call for a rematch with Imavov or Anthony Hernandez, who both have decision wins over him? Because other than that, he has not lost in a long time. Yeah, ranked number 4 in the world, and just took a yeah. Oh, one judge gave Shabazian 1 round. Yeah, so yeah, this is a pretty good fight. Yeah, he beat Reiner de Ritter, who was like had all the hype behind him on short notice. And instead of giving him somebody in the top 10, they gave him an unranked opponent. But I definitely think Shabazian belongs in the rankings after that. This kid. Oh, his kid's crying. Take the kid. Hmm. Yeah, he wants. He's calling. He's calling out Strickland.
Well, you went out there and you did try to mix in some takedowns, but ultimately it played out pretty much on your feet.
All right, talk to you later. Bye.
More the significant strikes. Yeah, my man, he was laying on his back foot the whole time. Very counterproductive. We expected that. Coach told me, hey, we're trying to take downs. If we don't get them, we're going to keep understand it. And that's what I tried to do, man. I'm a dog. I'm a real dog. I'm going to stand up and put on a show for all you guys. No matter what you say, no matter if you talk shit about me, no matter what, I'm going to come out there every time, and I'm going to put it all on it, and I'm going to fuck someone up.
Hmm.
It's in the rankings that you want specifically, or does it not matter to you because you took this fight against an unranked guy as the number 4 ranked middleweight? I want them out here, man. Sean sacrifices blood. Want someone or anywhere for that matter, we can do that. If Usman and Jacobs fight, let me get the winner. Maybe probably they won't know so much. October seems like a good time. We'll check out my knee, see how it is. And October we're gonna run it back and hopefully we'll get that belt. And then it should be either next. Not take that shit from Sean. Awesome. Congratulations. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for Brendan.
I'm pretty sure Brendan Allen had called for a fight with Dricus. And then Dricus is fighting Usman, it sounds like. Did I say he had fought Sean before?
For the man that he shared fight camp with in Chicago, that would be Bilal Muhammad. The hard veteran searching for Muhammad initiated for this matchup.
Lost Chris Curious way back. Yeah, he lost to Strickland by TKO on my birthday in 2020. Hmm. 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 I know I don't remember that, but I'm not going to talk about it. So, all right. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I need to make my prediction on the main event here. Bilal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. Coming off of 2 straight losses, but to champ and top contender. Can this guy do what we saw Ian Gary do to Bilal? Hello? No. I think it's Al Pastor, isn't it? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. If you guys don't want the carne asada, then get them all those, okay? 6. Yeah, I definitely want 6 of those, but if you get 6 and 6, if you guys don't want any of the carne asada, then just go like 10 of the other. Okay? Maybe. Are you guys going to eat any of them? Any of the tacos, or are you getting fries? Okay. All right. All right. Love you. Bye.
We were playing for a long time. We were on 6-7 for Livestream. Everybody said I couldn't do it. I was
All right, guys. Main event coming. I still haven't made my prediction. I just don't know which way to go with this. We got a guy who is 6-1 in the UFC. Only lost once his entire career to Nicholas Dalby. It's kind of mind blowing. Has a win over Randy Brown and a split decision win over the hill Stephen Thompson. This is a really tough one to call. Can Bonfim, overcome a former champion? They're giving this fight to Bilal, trying to get him back on track. He's dropped down to number 5. He's fighting Gabriel Bonfim, who is ranked number 11. Trying to give him an opportunity to stay relevant here by beating It's just so tough because he's coming off 2 straight. Guys, I'm not a huge fan of him, but I think I got to go with Bilal Muhammad in this fight. Just because of the experience. This might be too much for Bonfim this early in his UFC career. I mean, 6-2, that's pretty good. But I'm talking a guy who's fought a who's who in the division. Look at Bilal Muhammad again here. Yes, he's coming off of 2 straight losses to Ian Gary, top contender, Jack Della Maddalena, who was the champ. But he had the win over Leon Edwards, but dominant fashion. Edwards' career has gone downhill drastically since then. Win over Gilbert Burns by a decision. TK over Sean Brady. Win over Vicente Luke. I mean, lots of decisions. Yeah. Yeah, probably. He's fought so many bigger names than Bonfim. I don't know. Is Bonfim the underdog? Yeah. Yeah. I'm going Bilal. I would like to see Bonfim win, but This is another one that it's just going to be a really tough one for him to get. All right. Me too, but I just think Bilal's going to be a little much for this guy this early in his. I mean, it's not early in his UFC career. The guy's 6-2, but he just has not fought the big names. Yeah. All right. I'll let you go. Bye. So I didn't realize that he'd been main event before in a fight night. Which one? The last one? Yeah, Bonfim. So when he beat.
These guys are going to throw it out right now. I'm telling you, the calm music is the calm before the storm. I'm going to tell you that right now. But this guy
Knocked out Randy Brown. No small feat there. But this is just such a tough fight, especially when you see one loss to Nicholas Dalby. Just doesn't have the big names in his resume. Chaos. Okay, so he's Chaos Williams. Okay. You got a win over him. How do you beat him? Technical submission. That bodes well that he's got ground skills, but he's going to have to defend a lot of takedown attempts. All right, guys. Getting ready for the main event. Is 8:19 my time. Fight's going to get over fairly early. This is a 5-rounder, so we'll see what happens here. Lul's not known for finishes. I would say if there is a finish, it's probably for Bonfim. This doesn't make much sense to me. The man was born in Chicago, Illinois, but claims. This would be like if I said I'm an Italian fighter, you know. My grandparents were from there, but I wasn't. I don't know if this guy's ever been to Palestine. I mean, he goes with the Palestinian flag. It's kind of weird to me. But I'll get off that. That's like there's a lot of fighters that, you know, oh, he's African fighter. Well, he was born in Africa, but he moved here when he was 5, you know? Like Usman spent most of his time most of his life in the United States. Israel Adesanya doesn't live in Africa, he lives in New Zealand. And now Francis Ngannou. Yes, born in Africa, but lived in France and now I believe lives in Las Vegas, you know? I think you should represent the country you live in. I can see if you're training somewhere, but you go back home and you live there, and then when you're in training camp, you go to another country. But I mean, a lot of times they refer to Ilya as Spanish, you know, and it's originally from Georgia. But he lives in Spain. Look at, I don't know, I feel like we've adopted as Americans the Alex Perez and Marabs. They're Americans now. They live here. We're claiming them. It's going to be interesting. I keep saying that. Number 11 versus number 5. Former champ against a guy who's fought once in a main event, but never fought anybody of this caliber. Ooh, coin flip. Odds are even. That's wild. Man, this division really gets flipped upside down if Bonfim wins this. All right, so where am I on my predictions? I'm predicting Bilal wins this, but I would like to be wrong. I did get Brendan Allen right, so I'm at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 so far. Wouldn't mind being 4-2. I'd like to see this guy win, but I don't know if it's going to happen. New breed fighter, huh? I gotta say, personality-wise, I don't dislike the guy. I've seen him on, commentating and working the desk, and he's pretty funny. And no glove touch. No glove touch. And okay, this is the smaller cage. I do believe that benefits Bilal Muhammad. Oop, timer. All right. Round 1. Timer is perfect. So this is good, yeah. Dominic Cruz saying what I think. This is good that he is pushing forward Bonfim, throwing the strikes early. Bonfim's brother, also UFC fighter. I believe they got their contracts on the same Dana White's Contender Series, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, keeping him backed up against the fence is definitely, that takes away that advantage of the smaller cage for the grappler. Dogs are getting in the window. Daughter might be home with the tacos. All right. Ooh, good shots by Bilal. Good 1-2. Bonfim should try to get him back. Bonfim stands super light on his feet. Heels off the floor, which he needs to be when you're going up against a grappler. He's always told if your heel's on the floor, next thing that's going to be on the floor is your rear end. They're easier to take down when you're not on your toes. Being mobile, a high kick followed by a punch. Octagon control thus far goes to Bonfim. Nobody has landed anything super consequential. Aggression, octagon control, probably Bonfim, but Bonfim needs to open up with a few more strikes because that's another 1-2 there by Bilal. Ever. You're doing quick. Doubled up on the jab through right hand. I don't know if he's really landing them very effectively, but he's popping them out there. Okay, now I'm feeling like Bonfim is making a miss. And then he made a miss and hit it with a left hook, it looked like. And Bilal backs up to the fence. So Bilal needs to pull him in, throw some shots, and then shoot in and turn Bonfim to that fence. Right now, he is probably getting Bonfim thinking he's going to stand. He's going to stand. But you know he's going to go for a takedown. Oh, good low kick by punch. Bilal turns to the middle, but doesn't hold it. He's backing up again. Bonfim doing pretty good here. Good punches back by Bilal, but they don't seem to be landing. Oh, good hook. That low kick to the hook, I love that. That's a combination I used to really like to throw when I fought. This is really good for Bonfim. Pushing Bilal back nonstop. Bilal needs to be the aggressor and push forward. He's losing on octagon control and striking, probably going to Bonfim so far. He hasn't shot for a takedown. Level changes by Bonfim too. That's making Bilal less confident to shoot. Another good hook. And see, he gets him close to the fence momentarily, and Bonfim immediately circles back out, taking back control. That left hook is mean by Bonfim. If he knocks out Bilal, it's going to be because of that left hook. Good high kick. Oh, man. Hook cross by Bonfim. Bonfim looking really solid here. Man. Not going real great for Bilal so far. So David bet $57 on Bonfim, and he gets $285 if he wins by decision, plus 400. Huh. There's Bonfim's brother. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. I know he's got a fight coming up soon. Not next week, because next week's the White House. Ready? On for round number 2. Gotta feel Bonfim is ahead after the first round. So I'm not sure what Bilal's strategy is here. Backing up against the fence. He needs to push forward. When he does come forward, he gets hit with that left hook. Ooh, yeah, I feel there's some desperation coming in on the part of Bilal at this point. Good punch. Really, what are the chances of Bilal knocking this guy out? Yeah, exactly. He's fighting. Bonfim's fight needs takedowns. Man, I just think he's having a hard time solving this guy. So, something I was thinking I'd like to see him move up and challenge Strickland, but the height just doesn't have the height to be a middleweight, I don't feel like. I know those two guys have a grudge against each other. It'd be interesting to see. But if Hamzat couldn't beat Sean, I don't think there's any chance Bilal would. Bonfim doing really good here. Totally in control of the cage. I'm not sure what Bilal Muhammad's strategy is here. He's not mounting any kind of real effective offense. Even when he's throwing those big 1-2s, doesn't seem to phase Bonfim at all. He hasn't shot. He hasn't tried to clinch. He really needs to get in on the legs. Height difference, I don't think upper body takedown is going to work on this guy. Yeah. I'm seeing what looks like a look of desperation in the eyes of Bilal Muhammad right now. And we are only on the second round. He just got clipped with another good left hook. Should have gone to Dagestan and trained for this. Another big low kick. He's just picking at him. Not effective with that left high kick, Bilal. Oh, that's a good left hook by Bilal there. That was a good switch up. 35% to 41% in favor of Bonfim. 38 of 27 on the strike. So that's interesting that it's that close. Oh, big right hand by Bonfim. Looks like Bilal's getting marked up. I don't see anything on Bonfim. He's throwing that left high kick a lot. Bilal. Oh, low kick back to that hook cross again by Bonfim. Out goes the left high kick. And really just hitting on the arms. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not going great for Bilal. Yeah. This corner is telling him the right thing that he needs to throw those strikes and then he needs to get some wrestling in. Just Okay, that didn't hurt Bonfim at all. Not a good sign when you kick somebody in the face and it doesn't seem to hurt him. All right. On round number 3. I feel like we're up 2 rounds for Bonfim. So if Bilal's strategy is to wear him down, timer didn't start. Okay, I'm about 5 seconds off on my timer now. Bilal does push him into the fence, and Bonfim immediately gets away, gets back to the middle, back on the Monster Energy logo, throwing that jab and right low kick. No left hook behind that one, though. Jab again. Not going great for Bilal. Oh, big right hand right across the nose for Bonfim. Low kick to the hook again. How many times have we seen this? Guy loses the belt after being champion and then goes on a bad losing streak. Only the really great fighters can come back from a loss, come back and become champ again. The Israel Adesanya's, the George St. Pierre's. The Alex Pereira's. So tough. Randy Couture. Greatest ever. 5-time UFC champ. 2 times in one division and 3 times in another. Yeah, things are not getting better for Bilal. It's halfway through the 3rd round, so the fight's halfway over. Oh, takes a 1-2 and loses his mouth guard. They're going to let him get it back. Nice of Herb Dean to save his teeth like that. But, I mean, that sucks for Bonfim because he could have finished him potentially there. Yeah, maybe he's going to get the knockout curse, even though he didn't knock out Leon Edwards. He's going to get the curse of big time losing streak if he doesn't do something to turn this around. Wrestle. Shoot off that fence. Sean Strickland's totally going to make fun of him if he loses this. Yeah, you don't want Sean Strickland making fun of you any more than he already does, Bilal. Come on. That's going to set him up for that head kick, standing left-handed. Oh, he got rocked. Yeah. Well, it's having a rough night at the office. Bonfim proving me wrong here. He doesn't have the experience against the type of opponent that Bilal does. He's proven he belongs at the top of the rankings. This guy could find himself a title shot down the road if he keeps this up. Beat Bilal, beat somebody else in the top 5. Be going for the belt. This is such a stacked division right now. With Usman potentially moving up. Takes away one big chess piece there. Oh man. He's just using Bilal's head as a speed bag here. Wow. This would be a point. If I were in Bilal's corner, I would be pretty frustrated. You can't get your fighter to do what you want him to do. Sometimes when you're a corner person, you have a fighter who listens to everything you say, and you feel like you're playing a voice-activated video game, and it's awesome. Other times, it's like your controller's unplugged. You can't get the guy to do anything you want him to do. This is one of those times for Bilal's corner. Cup versus Horiguchi, a couple weeks after our great UFC White House card. It's our timer. All right, so that's going to be 5 seconds behind there. Not quite 5. Maybe 4. So what does Bilal Muhammad do now? Because we're in round 4. He's down 3 rounds most likely. I don't know if I'd give him a round. First round was probably the closest. It's gotten progressively worse each round. I think is doing so good here.
We'll deliver the tacos right now. We'll get popping these tacos. That's what that is.
You just set them on the stove for me. You get some fries.
So we can eat it while driving.
Cool.
Because they said that's the least messy thing.
The fries or tacos?
The fries. So I asked the lady, I was like, what do you think is the most messy and easy to eat while driving? She's like, probably the fries.
Cool.
Like, okay.
Alrighty. What are you doing now? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm trying to move forward, but it's a little late. A little late to decide you're a striker and that you can beat this guy in striking. Oh, big right hand lands by Bonfim. Just not doing what he did to win the belt. I think it's kind of a matter of he fought Leon Edwards at the perfect time. You see Leon Edwards going on a 4-fight losing streak, and now Bilal's fixing to be on a 3-fight losing streak. It's crazy. Even if he doesn't get finished, this is going to be a shutout, potentially. Give him credit for being tough, but he's not been able to get him in his world at all. Like I said, this tighter cage should have given him an advantage, but if you're not moving forward, it's not going to give you that advantage, and you're the shorter fighter, you need to be moving forward anyways. Less than 2 minutes to go in round 4. Totally controlled by Bonfim. Good bashing of the shins there. No effective offense by Bilal Muhammad. They may be crediting him with punches that are hitting more on the arms too, because he just doesn't look like he's done any damage to Bonfim. Grazing punches at best. Even when he tries to move forward, he gets clipped. Bonfim just technically so sharp tonight. His movement is good. He's getting out of the way of so much of what Bilal's trying to throw at him. Now Bilal has very little on those punches. Bonfim smiling at him. Bilal just totally frustrated. About to lose to the number 11 ranked guy in your division after you were just the champ 2 fights ago. Total frustration for Bilal. Total frustration for his corner. I don't know if he's hearing you at this point. So frustrating as a corner person for these guys. Can't get their fighter to do what he's been able to do in the past. And on the other side, you got coaches who are probably just ecstatic with their fighter. He's doing everything they want him to do. I don't even know Portuguese, but I know he's listening and he's doing what his corner's telling him. Doesn't look like he's been in a fight. Meanwhile, you have gassed Bilal Muhammad. Nose swollen. Got the bleeding stopped in between rounds. But it's going to start right back up as soon as he gets caught with a jab or a hook. Oh, see? There it is. Oh, big left hook. The nose is starting to pour again already. Three to 5 shots. Pops him with another. Oh, perfect fight for Bonfim. Oh, I'm wishing I had predicted Bonfim. I'm going to go 4-2 on my predictions. But I've got a new contender. I don't know if he moves all the way up to that number 5 spot, but I would think he gets pretty close. It's going to bump Bilal down to like number 7, if that. That's too bad we're not getting to see Usman versus Bilal. I would have liked to have seen that. As soon as they read the decision, guys, I'm going to go off for the night, go eat my tacos. Got a few chores to do before bed. try to get, I've got 2 different video projects I need to get posted soon. Maybe I'll get those up tomorrow and get Turtle Vision back up. I want to do a live stream of some video game stuff, but just have not had the time. Got somebody else popping in. So we're watching the main event. Bilal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. Number 11 versus number 5. Number 11 has pitched a shutout here. 5 rounds to none. Maybe the first round was slightly closer, but I still felt Bonfim won round 1. Have a new guy in the potentially top 5 soon. And probably Bilal's going to drop down to number 8 or so. Oh, man. Haven't moved my cursor. Right. So far, my predictions prior to this, I was 4-1. I do believe I'm going to be 4-2 at the conclusion of this fight because I did predict Bilal Muhammad would come back and win this fight because of his experience against top guys in the division and his opponent's relative inexperience, but he has risen to the occasion and totally controlled Bilal this whole fight. Bilal should have had the advantage with the smaller cage at the apex, and he hasn't used that. He has gone for very few takedowns, if any. I think he dropped down maybe for 1 takedown, and he's just not been able to mount any kind of effective offense. His punches just haven't had the sting to him. He hasn't left any marks, hasn't rocked back the head of Bonfim at all. He's gone for this left high kick. He even made contact to the face of Bonfim in one of the earlier rounds, and Bonfim just shook it off like it was nothing. Just not enough power on that kick. Doesn't have the hip turn. He's a wrestler, not a striker, and he hasn't wrestled. He's just mainly struck with a way better striker and gotten outstruck the whole time. Body shot by Bilal there, but little too late here. He goes for a jumping knee. Bonfim still throwing. Bonfim, unanimous decision for sure. Crazy. That was pretty impressive by Bonfim. So I'm thinking I went 4-2 with my predictions. These tacos are calling me. All right, guys. So gonna hear the decision. I'm gonna call tonight. Maybe do something before the maybe do a live stream at some point during the week. Oh, he's up on the cage. They don't want him up on the cage. They told us in Colorado, the commission was very adamant that if you jumped up on the cage, you would be DQ'd. Even if you just want to fight. Fined, suspended. I believe they said suspended.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored the contest 50-45.
50-45, a shutout.
Awesome fight. I'm here with Gabriel.
The law just wants out of there. The law wants out of there. He's like, I don't want to say anything. I just want to go, dude. Let me go. Oh, now I have the most people I've had at once during this stream, guys. What'd you guys think of the fights? What did you guys think of the fights? Give me a comment. Hello. What's up? Oh, did they? YouTube? Okay. Can you send me the link so I can find it? Okay. All right, I'll check it out. All right. Well, the fights just got over, so I'm finishing up my live stream. But all right, I'll call you right back. Love you. Bye. Yeah, guys, this is the most I've had on the stream all night as the fights are getting over. So yeah, 4-2 on my predictions. Got this one wrong. Got the which one? What was the other one? I predicted ZM would beat Nolan. Nolan won. Or another guy thinking Jesus. That's awesome. Love seeing that. A great performance by Gabriel Bonfim. Brendan Allen looked awesome. Called out Sean Strickland, who had been in his opponent's corner. Nolan did a really good job. I didn't see him. That was the other one I got wrong. Bryce Mitchell. Did he submit Luna in the last round? I believe he did. He was arm triangle in the last round. Bernusky knocked out Tafa in the first round. Sorry, guys. All right. Everybody's trying to get a hold of me. All right. Yeah, Bernusky looked awesome. I said Costa would beat Schnell, and he did. Some people are calling that an early stoppage. So 4-2 on my predictions. Hopefully be back for a live stream before next week's UFC White House. See if there's any crazy news before then. Let me get rid of. Who did he call out? I missed it. I missed who he called out. Hang on, guys. I want to see who he called out. I missed that. Really quick here. Who he called? JDM. Nah. I don't think that's gonna happen. JDM just lost to Protez. I don't think he's gonna jump in with the guy that could potentially do the same thing to him. Yeah, good call out, but probably not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna call it good for the night, guys. Yeah, if you guys aren't on Rumble yet, if you're not on Rumble yet, please copy that link in the comments and in my description, and use that to start your own Rumble account. That would be great. But I'm gonna call it a night, guys. So everybody, hope you enjoyed the fights. Hope you enjoyed my commentary on the fights, my predictions, and I will eat some tacos. God bless. See you next time. Good night.